In a world filled with constant noise, social media, news, chatter, silence is becoming a rare commodity. We live in a time where speaking up is often seen as a virtue, and yet, the Stoics understood that silence holds a profound power. The first step to understanding the power of silence is to recognize that silence is not the absence of words. It is the presence of control. In the moments where you choose to stay quiet, you assert dominion over your emotions, your reactions, and your mind. Actionable tip. The next time you feel an urge to react, pause. Give yourself a moment of silence. In that pause, you reclaim your power. Silence as a tool for emotional control. The ability to stay silent in emotionally charged situations is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. When you refrain from reacting immediately, you give yourself the chance to think, to reflect, and to act thoughtfully. The Stoics practiced this discipline, understanding that true emotional mastery comes not from speaking, but from listening, to yourself and to the situation. Actionable tip. In challenging conversations or moments of stress, try to maintain composure and avoid reacting right away. Practice active listening, allowing space for others to express themselves, and use this space to collect your thoughts. Silence. The inner strength of self-control. Silence also acts as a mirror, reflecting the strength of your self-control. When you hold your tongue, especially when others are provoking you, you show that you are not easily swayed by external forces. This is where true power lies, being unshaken by the opinions or actions of others. The Stoics knew that power was not found in responding to everything, but in choosing what to respond to and when. Actionable tip. Start each day by setting an intention to master your emotional responses. In moments of stress, remind yourself that silence is not weakness, but a sign of your inner strength. Silence creates space for clarity. Silence gives your mind the opportunity to clear itself from the distractions of the world. In silence, you find clarity. Clarity about what truly matters, clarity about your values, and clarity about the path you should take. By learning to embrace silence, you learn to distinguish between what is important and what is just noise. Actionable tip. Create a daily practice of silence, whether it's through meditation, mindful breathing, or simply taking time to reflect. Use this time to reconnect with your inner wisdom and find clarity in your thoughts. One of the most powerful aspects of silence is the ability to refrain from reacting. When we react impulsively, we lose control. But when we choose silence, we preserve our dignity, our peace, and our clarity. The Stoics did not react to everything. They responded thoughtfully, with purpose. Actionable tip. Practice the art of the pause. Before responding to an argument or criticism, take a deep breath and consider the best course of action. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Silence as a sign of wisdom. Silence is also a sign of wisdom. The wisest people are often the quietest because they know when to speak and when to remain silent. The Stoics understood that speaking out of turn only diminishes the value of your words. Instead, they chose to speak with purpose and intention, only when they had something meaningful to say. Actionable tip. Before speaking, ask yourself, is this worth saying? Will it add value? By doing so, you'll cultivate the ability to speak wisely, only when it truly matters. The power of listening silence doesn't just mean refraining from speaking, it also means listening deeply. When you listen, you open yourself to understanding, and in that understanding, you find the power to act with greater insight. In silence, you hear the truth that words cannot convey. Actionable tip. Practice active listening in your conversations. Focus fully on the speaker and resist the urge to immediately respond or interrupt. This not only improves your communication but also strengthens your relationships. Silence in the face of criticism. One of the hardest times to practice silence is when faced with criticism. Our immediate reaction is often to defend ourselves, to prove the critic wrong, or to justify our actions. But the Stoics taught that in these moments, silence is the most powerful response. It demonstrates that you are unshaken by external judgment and that your peace cannot be disturbed. Actionable tip. The next time you face criticism, resist the urge to defend yourself. Take a deep breath and let the silence speak for you. Over time, this practice will help you develop emotional resilience. Silence as a path to inner peace. Silence is one of the most effective ways to cultivate inner peace. In a world that constantly demands your attention, silence provides the space needed to center yourself. It allows you to recharge, recalibrate, and reconnect with your deepest values. Actionable tip. Create moments of silence throughout your day. Whether it's in the morning before the world awakens or during your commute, use these moments to calm your mind and center yourself. The ultimate power of silence lies in its ability to fuel personal growth. When you practice silence, you are not simply refraining from speaking. You are actively engaging in self-reflection, introspection, and mindfulness. These practices foster a deep connection with your true self and enable you to grow and evolve. Actionable tip. Dedicate time each day for quiet reflection. Use this time to ask yourself the big questions. Am I living in alignment with my values? What can I improve? How can I contribute to the world in a meaningful way? The power of silence is often underestimated. It's easy to believe that speaking out is where our strength lies. But the Stoics knew better. Silence is where true strength is forged. It is where clarity is found, where wisdom is gained, and where peace resides. When you embrace silence, you step into your true power. Start today. Choose silence when it matters. Speak only when necessary. And in doing so, you'll cultivate a strength that is unbreakable, a presence that is undeniable, and a life that is truly your own.